yeah. Oh, yeah. Got question, Chase has got the facts. Talking NFL numbers, he's got your back. A little chart trend ball, man, he's got it like that. Chasing data by do champions. Chasing data applies to everyone. Chasing data, yeah, we're live today. Chasing data for always. Chasing data by do champions.
What's up, and welcome to this week's episode of Chasing Data. Week 3 already here. Time is just flying by, especially when you're having fun. If you're new to the show, thanks for stopping by. Everything here is analytics based, numbers based, more ones and zeros than X's and O's. We take comments. Anything you have to say, it'll pop up on screen, and we'll discuss. If you have any thoughts, any agreements, disagreements, please feel free to drop them in. But with that said, we'll get right into it. Let's just go ahead and bring up. There's no point in waiting around. All right, so here we go. This is what we do for tonight. So we're gonna go over. Here's a playbook. We're gonna go over Thursday Night Football, recap that. Go over my power rankings, who moved up high, who dropped a lot, who went up the most, top players from the previous week, storylines, matchups, upset watch, game of the week, and then rapid fire picks. Just pick money line for all of them. Last week I picked all 9 of the early slate games, got every money line correct. It was like plus 5,200. So, got a quick question already. Who should I start the flex? Jakobi Meyers or James Conner? James Conner. You always go running back, I think, at this point in time. But anyway, so let's go straight into Thursday Night Football. All right. This game was much closer than we all expected it to be. We expected the Bills to just come out and dominate. It was a 10-point win, but this game was 21-21 at one point. So for it to end with a 10-point game, I know the spread was 12.5. Quite surprising. Some of the things that stood out to me was Tua's inability to just push the ball down the field. I mean, you look at he and Josh Allen. We know Josh Allen can push the ball down the field, but their combined average air yards per completion was 1.5 yards. That's relative to the line of scrimmage. That was the lowest mark in a game since Next Gen Stats has been keeping up with it since 2016. Josh Allen attempted just one pass over 10 yards, which was an incompletion, and Tua completed as many passes behind the line of scrimmage as he did past the line of scrimmage. So, quite interesting. I'll stop by with the comments in just a second. Let me get through each topic, and then I'll answer some of these questions. Again, Tua, with his inability to push the ball down the field, he had a 1.0 air yards per completion. I mean, this is the lowest mark of his career. So it's not like, it was a bad game. This is the worst as far as being able to push the ball at all. He finished 3 for 10, 35 yards and a touchdown on passes over 10 yards. He had almost a 3-second time to throw. So, I mean, with all this said, he still was not able to, really do anything. He had a negative EPA per play, a negative total EPA. Their average depth of target, this includes incompletions, Josh Allen 3.4, Tua 5.8. So with that said, this was just not a great game for either quarterback, but at least Josh Allen was able to get completions. Miami, I said before the game started, they had to pressure. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, great read by Bernard on the interception. I don't know if you're being serious or sarcastic, but they showed the replay, and Tua's eyes never moved from that side of the field. It was like he was staring him down the whole time. On the ones that are watching on TikTok, if you follow, I promise I'll put you as a priority and answer your questions. I'm going to get to more questions once I finish my show, and we'll talk fantasy or whatever. But I talked about Miami needing to get pressure prior to the game starting. And, they didn't. They generated a 9.4 pressure rate against the Bills. Their lowest in a game since 2018. They had the 1 sack, and that was pretty much it. they converted 2 of their 3 pressures into sacks, but they blitzed at 40% rate, their third highest in a game, and they only got two pressures and 1 sack out of all that blitzing. So I mean, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, James Cook is still running. Yeah, he's still he's definitely gonna run away with it. And that's my next topic, James Cook's dominance. Miami, their front four was supposed to be, if we're going to pick an area on this defense that's going to help them, it was the front four. Secondary with the back seven, we know is worse than the front four. James Cook had 19 carries, 108 yards, and a touchdown. Of his 108 yards, 96 came after contact. I mean, it's just unheard of. I mean, he just 43 rush yards over expected. I mean, he just dominated them on the ground. Olivia says, if Egbuka is hurt, who should I play, Cup or Troy Franklin? I like the Seahawks. I go with Seahawks Cup. I think they're coming into a mold with Sam Darnold. He's had turnovers. They only have one back this week. Charbonnet's out, so they may not run it as much. They do have Helani. They may get some run, but I still go Cup. That's what my gut is telling me. My next thing is, where does Miami go from here? I mean, they're 0-3. I posted a video earlier about teams that are 0-2. I want to say they had like a 13% chance of making the playoffs since we've moved to the 14-team playoff format. But teams that go 0-3, if you extrapolate that data back to 2002, 2003, 96 teams have started 0-3, and only 3 of them have made the playoffs. So you have like a 3.3% possibility of making the playoffs based on the history. Yeah, Troy Franklin is Bo Nix's number 2, but Bo Nix has the lowest ADOT in the league right now. He's throwing 5.5 yards past the per attempt. He has the worst PFF grade in the NFL, so I don't trust Bo Nix. So that's Thursday Night Football. There's not much here. We know the Bills are good. We know that the Dolphins are bad. So, I mean, they got a long road ahead of them in order to get ahead. What's up? Appreciate the follow. Wilson or Mariota? Russell Wilson. That's going to be one of my topics in just a minute. I post a video about how the Giants have a way to win the game, but Russell Wilson is currently leading the lead by 137 yards on passes that are 20 plus yards in the air. He's 137 yards ahead of second place. He leads the league in total EPA on deep passes, a positive 19.9 points added, and he also leads the league in EPA per drop back at plus 1.66. Talked about Trent McDuffie, who's having a down season by his standards over 2 weeks. Is he going to be the one on Malik Neighbors? If so, good luck to him, but give me Russell Wilson and the deep ball. All right, so next up, power rankings. And I'm showing all this. I know you can't see it on TikTok, but I have it online. If you go to follow on X or go look up Dude Champions, anything, you can find the stream online. So starting at the bottom and going up, Carolina, Chicago at 31, Cleveland, Tennessee, New Orleans, Miami, New York Jets, Pittsburgh, Giants, Vegas, New England, Jacksonville, Minnesota. And this is all before Thursday Night Football. Minnesota at 20, and then Cincinnati, Dallas, Washington, Houston, Atlanta, Indy, Seattle, Denver, Arizona, San Francisco at number 10, 9, Kansas City, 8, Los Angeles Rams, 7, Tampa Bay, 6, Detroit, 5, Chargers, 4, Eagles, 3, Packers, 2, Ravens, 1, Bills. So the biggest mover from week 2 were the Indianapolis Colts. I wasn't too sure how good they were doing after week 1, but they move up 11 spots. They move up all the way up to 14. The biggest faller, there's 2 of them. I mean, it's Minnesota who dropped 14 spots. JJ McCarthy, it looked like more of a fluke game after week 1. And now that Carson Wentz is currently in there, they're at the 20 spot. And Chicago is 31. I mean, they look terrible. I don't have any trust in them at all. All right. Iomanor or Fannin in the flex? I mean, the Colts have been doing great with their pass D, and Fannin is just eating up targets. I mean, I know it's Joe Flacco, and they are playing Green Bay, but my heart tells me Fannin for this week. Again, guys, let's see. All right, so going into the top 6 players. Jesse, what do you think I can get for TreVeyon Henderson? I don't know. I feel like you should hold on to him if you have him right now. All right, top 6 players from week 2. Top 3 offensive players, top 3 defensive players. Number 3, Malik Neighbors. He had 9 receptions on 13 targets, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns, 272 air yards. That's the most by any player since week 16 of 2023. So the deep ball is there, and they're going crazy with it. 20.9 air yards per target, a positive 11.2 catch rate over expected, positive 9.6 receiving EPA. All around baller. I mean, they went off against the Dallas Cowboys. Number 2, Amon-Ra St. Brown. 9 receptions, 11 targets, 115 yards, 3 touchdowns, 22.5% catch rate over expected, 12.1 receiving EPA, a positive 1.1 EPA per target, which is ridiculous. Per target, he's adding a point. Crazy for that game. Swim says Kyron Benson or Sutton for Kyron Williams, Trey Benson, and Sutton for Puka. Yeah, I mean, if you are needing a wide receiver and you have depth, I mean, I would do it. All right, number 1 best offensive player to me in week 2 was Jared Goff, 23 for 28. He was perfect. 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 23.3 positive EPA. That's total points added. That's the highest of anyone this season. 16.8% completion percentage over expected, a positive 0.8 EPA per dropback. That's crazy. That's for the season through 2 weeks. Second is Drake May at 0.54, so a huge difference. Gav, appreciate the follow. So everybody, if you follow, I promise I'll try to get to your question more quickly. Kyron or Genty? Give me Kyron Williams. I know that they are playing the Eagles and Jalen Carter, but until Genty can get some run on the field, I don't trust that offense. I mean, I know they're playing the Commanders, but at least we know Kyron Williams is going to be on the field, plus more check down game. I mean, Genty's not on the field to get any points. Franklin, appreciate the follow. All right, defensive players. We got some surprises here. Number 3, Carl Granderson. For the Saints to have any player in the top 3 for any reason besides dead cap hit, it's an amazing thing for them. Carl Granderson, I think he's top 5, or if not in the lead with sacks this season. He had 2 last week, 4 quarterback pressures, 4 stops, 7 tackles. Amazing game, especially for anybody who is on the Saints. Kayshon Nixon. We all knew him as the return guy. This week, he showed out on Thursday Night Football. 1 reception allowed on 6 targets, 5 pass breakups, the most in one game since 2024. A negative or minus, ever how you want to say it, 5.8 coverage EPA. So he took away 6 points just in coverage. Minus 20.2% catch rate over expected. 20% drop off because of his ability to cover. 1 yard average target separation. This guy was just all over the field dominating. Number 1, Roquan Smith. League high 15 tackles in week 2, 7 stops. A stop is a tackle at or behind the line of scrimmage, 2 quarterback pressures, and then that fumble that he picked up for the touchdown. Again, guys, I will get to the questions after my show. If you follow, like I said, I will get to yours 100%. Top storylines. Show's going to be about 30 minutes, and then we'll take questions, as many questions as y'all want to ask. Joe Burrow, the injury. He's going to be out 3 months now. I saw someone earlier in the comments say something about Jake Browning. I know it's a drop-off from Joe Burrow to Jake Browning, but Jake Browning is totally different. It's going to be a quick game for them now. In week 2 against the Jags, he did not have a week to prepare. In passes under 2.5 seconds, he was 15 for 20, 185 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's solid numbers, and that's what they're going to do to alleviate the issues with the offensive line that they have in Cincinnati. So it's a drop-off, but if you have any fantasy stock in Jamar or T, it's going to be okay. They're going to just depend on them to get more yards after the catch versus the big play that Joe Burrow tries to pull. We talked about Miami. Joey says, Egbuka for Hampton and Worthy. If you need a running back, yeah, and if you have a little bit of depth, I mean, Egbuka is going to be great as a wide receiver. He may be wide receiver 1 by year's end, but we know Hampton's going to get the workload in Greg Roman's offense, and he's already shown to be RB1. Indianapolis, another storyline. I mean, this is no one could have guessed this. Whenever Daniel Jones won the starting job over Russell Wilson, crazy. I mean, Daniel Jones could be comeback player of the year just because of he was on the practice squad for the Vikings at one point last year. Jonathan Taylor has good odds to win offensive player of the year at this point. I mean, it's just crazy what they're doing in Indy. They're dominating. They're dominating the offense. They had 10 straight drives that were ended in points to start the season. Carolina looks terrible. That's why they're ranked 32 in my power rankings. They went all the way down the field on that last drive without even completing a pass. I believe it was all penalty yardage against Arizona. They did make a push towards the end, but not really worried about what they're going to do. They lost Robert Hunt and Corbett, the offensive lineman, maybe their two most important offensive linemen. It's not going to be a good season. The run game, if they have no run game, Bryce Young has no chance. Shock Trooper says Chase Brown or Jaylen Warren this week. I think Chase Brown. I know they play the Vikings, but the run game has been a little suspect through 2 weeks. Run defense, I should say. Jalen Hurts. We're going to talk about him more, but he had 105 passing yards last week. He has been underperforming. I know the first week on that opening night, he looked good in the first half because he had the 2 rushing touchdowns. But if he does not have his first read open, he's scrambling. Who's going to get beat, JD? Falcons have a defense. They had their most defensive pressures in 2 years. James Pierce, Jalen Walker, Eagles. Yeah, I'm going to talk about them whenever I start picking games in a moment. Appreciate you stopping by, though. The Falcons defense looks good. Bucky Irving, he looks amazing. He turns these 1 or 2 yard runs into 4 or 5. So, but yeah, that's that. Geno had his worst game as after he became a starter after his second stint in the NFL. He was 0 for 12 on passes, 10 or more air yards. I mean, just all around not good. Tyler Warren still looks great. He's questionable this week. He should be playing though. Egbuka, I hope he plays. Genty, like I said earlier, I mean, he's just not getting run. The offensive line looks terrible. He looks like he could break some tackles and break for a big run, but he hasn't. I mean, he has been terrible. Travis Hunter, nothing has happened with him. It's looking like he should have came in and played one side of the ball versus the other. But here we are. MMHG, appreciate the follow. Traded J-Mo and Chubb for Jaylen Warren. It might be worth it. I mean, Caleb Johnson, I thought, at some point he was going to be RB1, but he doesn't even know the rules of kickoffs. So I think you may have made a good trade there. Again, appreciate you stopping by, JD. Chubb's going to Beast this week. He has to do better than last week. But yeah, this is a must-win game already for Houston. 3 games that I'm looking at. Andrew says ETN or Jacobs this week. We go ETN until the wheels fall off because Liam Cohen is definitely got an RB1 in ETN for now. Plus he traded Tank Bigsby. Seth Pearsall or Quentin Johnston? Quentin Johnston. I mean, he has 3 touchdowns through 2 weeks. We're going to keep riding that train. All right. First game is... Well, we're going to talk about this a little more whenever we get to our upset, actually. But the second game I want to talk about is Dallas, who is only 1.5 points favorites. Jamie, appreciate the follow. Again, guys, if you follow, I'll get to your question as soon as possible for sure. Jamie says, Juwan or Worthy? I assume in the flex. Juwan, because Seattle has the highest quarterback pressure rate at 49.6%. That means 1 out of every 2 plays, they are getting to the quarterback in a hit, hurry, or a sack. With that said, Spencer Rattler has one of the highest completion percentages. It's a lot of short passes, but he has one of the highest completion percentages against pressure. With that also said, Juwan Johnson is going to be his go-to target, him or Kamara. So give me Juwan this week. Isaac, appreciate the follow. Sutton or Rice? Rashee Rice? who are we talking here? Am I drawing a blank? But with the Dallas, so let's see. Let's see. All right, guys, if you follow, I'll answer your question instantly. I'm trying to get through my show, and then we'll do more question answering. Caleb, Eric, appreciate the follow. Adrian, appreciate the follow. With Caleb Williams, his early downs, he has a total EPA, early downs, first and second down, positive 0.85 EPA, minus 4.55 EPA on the pass, 5.4 positive rush EPA, 25% success rate. Around 40-50% is where you want to be, but that's not where we're at right now. JD, appreciate the follow. Yeah, JD, I don't know why they're 1.5 point favorites, and that's why I'm saying right now. On late downs, so early downs, and you think about early in the game, Caleb Williams is good when it's scripted. After that, he falls off the wagon. He has a positive 0.85 EPA early downs. Late downs, negative 5.85 total EPA. The pass gets slightly better, but it's still negative 3.4 EPA. The rush drops from a positive 5 to a minus 2. Chicago D, in the fourth quarter, they're the league worst, allowing 0.52 EPA per play. That means per play, they're allowing a half a point. Terrible. The fourth quarter, they're terrible. Dallas has the fourth best EPA per play in the fourth quarter, positive 0.17. I have no idea why Dallas is only favored by 1.5. I mean, it should be 4.5 at least. I don't see the Bears winning this game. All right, let's see. Eric and Adrian, thanks for following if I didn't mention that earlier. All right, Eric. Sorry, Eric, I missed your comment earlier. McBride, Kyron for Jamar Chase. Ooh, no. We saw what McBride did earlier. I am still high on Jamar Chase. Man, unless you just have a ton of depth and this is like an 8-team league, I would stick with McBride and Kyron, especially having this RB1, especially in a league where it could just at any moment it could flip. Give me running backs. I'm always high on running backs. JD, I still don't think Chicago. I mean, I don't think there's any way. All right, last game I want to talk about here. Denver at Los Angeles. It's just minus 2.5 Los Angeles right now, the Chargers. Bo Nix has the worst air yards per target at 5.0. This is why I'm hesitant to start any of his receiving weapons. But he has the lowest pressure rate. He's not getting pressured, 16% pressure rate. He has just 5 deep ball attempts through 2 weeks. Not ideal. If you're a Denver fan, he's ranked worst quarterback amongst all qualifying PFF grades for quarterbacks in 2025. Denver blitzed 71% last week versus Daniel Jones, the highest by any team since the beginning of last season. Daniel Jones still went 16 for 25, 265, and a touchdown. That's the 4th most yards versus the blitz in 9 years. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I don't know what version of Pat Surtain we're going to get. He got injured last week. They were going at him after he came back. I mean, it was just terrible. So what do you think Justin Herbert's going to do? So Alien or Orange Juice, I would not start Bo Nix. Do not start Bo Nix. That is my advice. Cadet, appreciate the follow. Cadet. Upset watch. This is also one of the games that I really had my eye on as well. Giants over KC. I posted a video today discussing all the ways that they could possibly win. This game, I mean, one of these teams is going to be 0-3. I mean, we all think it's going to be the Giants. It's currently, I think, plus 6.5. I think they're dogs 6.5 points. But it all has to do with the deep ball with Russell Wilson. We look at what Kansas City has done through 2 weeks. They've run the most cover 0. That means no safety help. That's usually a blitz or something like that. Cover 0 at 20% of their passing downs. 20%, highest in the league. Are they going to do that with Malik Neighbors? If so, But we saw what Malik Neighbors did last week. Him as the third best offensive player of week 2. Russell Wilson on deep balls only. That is passes that are 20 or more yards past the line of scrimmage. He has 137 more yards than the second best player on deep passes through 2 weeks. He has a positive 19.9 total EPA, best in the league. Positive 1.66 EPA per drop back, best in the league. What is Kansas City going to do? I'm curious to see. Whenever Malik Neighbors has faced press coverage on 33% of his routes this season and has been targeted 10 times when facing press. That's tied for the most in the league. He has 5 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown. I mean, good. I don't know how that's going to work. Also, the run game with both teams. The run game for both teams has looked absolutely god-awful. Tyrone Tracy, the 4th fewest rushing yards per contact. Rushing yards before contact per carry at negative 0.7. Cam Scatterbo, 0.1, 9th fewest. The Chiefs have allowed 1.7 yards before contact per carry in 2025, 7th most. So the run game's got to get going for the Giants. They have I know this is one thing just to harp on, but the deep ball. The Chiefs' offense does not look great. They are playing a defense that hasn't really produced, but we know what that front four can do with Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, whoever else you want to add to the mix. So I am taking the spread, and I would not be just absolutely blown away if this is not a game that the Chiefs have to grind out and win like in the last half of the 4th quarter. Jay Benavidez, sorry if I mispronounced that, but appreciate the follow. All right. All right. I picked up Carson Wentz. Do you think I should drop him and get either Wan'Dale or Romeo Doubs? Who's your other quarterback? Eric, Swift for Jalen Sutton. Wait, are you asking Swift for one of these? Wait. Oh, I'm starting Herbert. Yeah, you can drop Carson Wentz and get Dobbs. I think Wan'Dale was just a fluky run last week. Eric, all 4. DeAndre Swift for all 4 of those? That's the question. Appreciate the follow. User 0864375536. All right, we're almost done with the show that I'm doing live online, and then we'll get into more questions. Game of the week. We all know it's Detroit at Baltimore. Baltimore is currently 4.5-point favorites. The quarterbacks here. Lamar, 7 total touchdowns, most in the league, 136 rating, highest in the league, 0 turnovers, highest all-time passer rating in NFL history at this point, 102.6. He has the most rushing yards of quarterbacks of all time. He has the positive 0.34 EPA per dropback, would be a career high at this point through the season. Since last year, he's thrown 32 touchdowns or 10-plus air yards, 10 more than second place Joe Burrow. Lamar's just going to get his no matter who's on the other side. Doesn't matter what defense he's playing. Goff, on the other hand, bounced back week 2, but was that because he played Chicago? We'll see. He had a positive 23 total EPA in week 2, the highest of anyone in any game this season. Oh, trade away Gibbs. Said Swift the first time, Eric. Threw me off. I was like, yeah, take that deal. That's a lot of depth. If you have another running back, the only thing that worries me is Jaylen Warren. Yeah, he may be RB1. But I don't feel as confident, especially since that's the only running back you're getting back. If you need wide receiver help, yes, for sure. But I would try to get another running back a backup running back maybe in that, or 2 backup running backs. Yeah. All right. So with Goff, again, positive 0.8 EPA per dropback, highest of anyone this season. He's like 0.23 EPA per dropback ahead of everyone else. More play action. They had the 3rd highest rate under Ben Johnson at 29%. They're up to 33%. Oh, yeah, I'll make that trade then, Eric. Romeo Doubs or Franklin this week. Dan, appreciate the follow. Doubs against the Browns or Franklin against the Chargers. The Chargers defense, Jesse Minter has them playing like crazy. Bo Nix worries me. Like I said, he has the lowest air yards per target in the NFL. I mean, I kind of want to go Dobbs just for the higher upside, I would say. I mean, Troy Franklin. I mean, I just don't trust Bo Nix. Oh, sorry, user. Would you trade Hampton and Pickens for Drake London? Absolutely not. I think Michael Penix has played 2 great defenses through 2 weeks, but I mean, Hampton's going to be a starter. George Pickens is probably going to come around. There we go. Brandon says, stay patient with A.J. Brown. I don't know. It's getting close to hitting the panic button with A.J. Brown because we saw how long it took him to get 1 target last week. Or no, in week 1. We saw what happened. Jalen Hurts did not want to pass the ball beyond his first look when he was on the field. And he had the 2. I mean, A.J. Brown, I mean, he just does. I don't know what's going on. He had 105 yards against the Kansas City defense that looked terrible in week 1. So we give him another week and see what happens against the Rams. Sade says, trade Hampton and Evans for K9 and Brian Thomas. No. Brian Thomas, I don't know what's going on if it's the wrist injury, but his numbers are worse with Trevor Lawrence versus Mac Jones last year and this year. Druv, appreciate the follow. Trade Hampton for Brees. Yes. That zone run scheme in New York is going to do numbers. Tanner Engstrand is doing something great. It may not be good this week with Tyrod Taylor, but long run is going to be good. All right, back to the game of the week. Derrick Henry, amazing after amazing week 1, has his worst output in quite some time versus the Browns. 11 carries for 23 yards. He still has the 3rd highest explosive run rate this season at 17%, but all 5 came in week 1. See what happens with that run game against Detroit. I'm just curious to see, offensive line. Teams are ranked 30th for Lions and the Ravens. They are ranked 30th and 26th in success rate. What is going? This is with rushing. This is rushing success rate, which is blowing me away with these players that we have between Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Baltimore side of this, Ronnie Stanley and Rosengarten are 20th and 11th in pressure rate allowed. Not good. 37.5% pressure rate. Lamar's getting pressured like crazy. Detroit, offensive line is good with these new pieces. They're 3rd in pressure rate, just 25%. Defensive line for Detroit, Aiden Hutchinson leads the team in pressures with 9 pressures in total and 3 quick pressures. So he's back to where he's at. His get off time, 0.84 is his career average. He's at 0.89 this year. So he seems healthy, which is good. The linebackers for both teams. Detroit has the 4th best EPA per rush allowed. Baltimore, 8th worst EPA per rush. So that's not good whenever you look at, if you're looking at overs for Gibbs and Monty, they may be looking to run the ball this week. Secondary, Detroit has the 6th worst EPA per pass. Baltimore has the 10th best EPA per pass as far as the defense goes. So Lamar may be doing numbers in the pass game this week. My prediction is going to be a high-scoring game. The over-under is 52.5, but I'm looking at Baltimore 37, Detroit 31. If you're looking to throw some money on the game, some of the props, one that I really liked was Amon-Ra having over a 20 and a half yard reception. That feels like a given to me. He could break one loose, and that's that. That was like minus 110. But if you want a plus 625 parlay, Ravens money line over 52.5. Amon-Ra touchdown, Derrick Henry touchdown. All right. All right, almost done, and then we'll get straight to the comments. Just keep them coming. And if you follow, I will answer yours, put you a top priority for sure. Make sure you get answered. All right, rapid fire picks. Minnesota, no. Cincinnati over Minnesota. I trust Kevin O'Connell, but I like Jake Browning and what they can do. New England over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's favored right now. New England's great. I say great, relatively speaking, compared to where they were last year. Drake May has the 2nd highest EPA per dropback through 2 weeks, and the Steelers' defense has looked terrible. Indianapolis over Tennessee. Also, last week, we picked all 9 of the early games correctly. Indy over Tennessee, that's a given. Houston over Jacksonville, it's a must-win game. They cannot start 0-3. 0-3 teams, if you extrapolate the 14-team postseason format over the last 25 years, only 3% of them have made the playoffs after starting 0-3. Atlanta over Carolina, that's a given. I have the Rams over the Eagles. I do not trust the Eagles. I know the Eagles have a great defense, but Jalen Hurts, I think he's going to get exposed this week. Tampa Bay over the Jets, that's a given. Las Vegas over Washington. I know Mariota came in and played okay last year as a backup, but Geno cannot play as terrible as he did last week. And their defense has been low-key good compared to what we expected from the Raiders. Green Bay over Cleveland's a given. Chargers over the Broncos. I've talked about Bo Nix and how terrible he's been. Seattle over New Orleans. Nobody's questioning that. I had initially Arizona over San Francisco, but I think San Francisco is just too well coached. Arizona, while improved or not, they're not great. Kansas City over New York, but I mean, I talked about that ad nauseum. Went to a deep dive with that one. And then I have Baltimore over Detroit. So that's the show for the week. If you don't follow me on everything else, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, X, YouTube, everything King NFL Stats, Do Champions, everything. We're going to run some ads online. And then we'll go to TikTok and answer some of these questions.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sports book of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
All right. If you don't follow on everything, like I said, King NFL Stats, Do Champions, catch y'all next week.